Hello everyone, welcome back to Abdec. We got to puzzle 37. We've been learning the letter E, which is this like L shape, this tetromino. And yeah, we started off with it scaled up and we scaled it down. And then what are we going to be doing here? So we've got an E, but I guess there's no, we've always had like an E shape in the puzzle so far. So this is the first one where we don't. Alrighty, so what's that going to mean? Let's clean this up a little bit more. It's very scruffy right now. Is that any better? It's probably just that it's on. It's still quite scruffy. It's probably just that there's lots of dust on the eraser thing. Anyway, all right. So A, C, E. So you need to be in a C-shaped region, and there's only two possible things that could be. It's either that or it's that. Well, it's not that because of that. Okay, well, that tells us some things, doesn't it? Doesn't that tell us a lot immediately? Oh, unless, hold on. It's not possible to make out of an E. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, stop. I don't even need to think about the letters that I'm using to do it. Right, just thinking about like the shape that must be in, it must either be in that shape or that shape, and therefore it's got to be that shape, and therefore the C has to be used there, right? Yes, yeah. Okay, that's kind of weird, but sure. Cross off that, cross off that. Then we've got all these things left over. We've got an A, a C. No, sorry, we've got an A and an E. An A and an E. E can be scaled up, A can be scaled up. It's just figuring out where those go, I guess. And it's slightly awkward because this is 3 high, because both of those, when doubled up, become at least 4. So for example, like the A could go there, but then the E can't get that. So yeah, this is just about figuring out. That C is a bit weird though. I'm suspicious. I feel like there's something else going on. Definitely feel like there's something else going on there. Oh, E could also be huge, like that, and cover all of those. This C is super weird. Super, super weird. I mean, it's definitely, yeah, like I went through it before. Like, it's either going to be that shape or it's going to be like a 2x2 C. And that can't be made out of A's. And, it could be made out of A and C. Ooh. But it doesn't matter because then it would be touching these dots and then we'd have a problem. Okay, so no, it has to be the C there. As far as I'm aware. Okay. And obviously, so we can't hit all 4 of these dots with A and E at their normal scale. E could hit 2 of them, but then A couldn't hit the other 2. Okay. So one of them's scaling in some way. And that means, I mean, the only place I can see a scaled E fitting is like this. I think that is the only place it could fit for sure. But then there's no place that the A could go to hit that. So then A scaled up. A scaled up can go in multiple places. Ah, I see it. I see exactly where it can go. Okay, A can go there. E can go there. There we go. Okay, cool. Lid on this pen. Alrighty, so it was this. And this. And the C. The C was a little weird here. Like in theory, that could have just been cut out. It would be almost the same puzzle, right? I guess they were going for some symmetry. Because it is a symmetrical puzzle. But I guess the problem with like going, oh, I want to make it symmetric, and then adding in a letter to do that is I start like doubting whether I'm right, whether there's something I should be figuring out about the C, but I think it's just there to make it symmetrical. I never know whether it's right to use the word symmetric or symmetrical. I think they can be used interchangeably in a lot of places. Anyway, 38, AAAC, and we've got an E. We've got two E's? They can't be no, they definitely can't be the same E. So that's two separate E shapes made out of A's and C's. Oh dear. Okay. How do we make... Well, I mean, I can see how we could make... it's quite easy to see how you can make an E out of an A and a C. You just do something like... this is the small version of it. Well, there's an A, there's a C, then you've got an E. Okay. You've only got one C though. Can you make an E? Well, you must be able to. So there must be some way of making an E out of an A and a C, and then making an E out of two A's. An E out of two A's, really? Really? Because I guess if these are not the same E, then I need two ways of making E shapes. It's like a big A. And you can actually make an E out of an AAAC. Big A, little C. But I definitely need two E shapes, right? Right? I think so. Just to see how, yeah, there's no way this would join to that. Okay. And an A and a C could make a small E. So that's definitely suggesting that you can make an E shape out of two A's. That how? How? That doesn't make sense. Two big A's can't do it. Two little A's can't do it. You can't mix them because then you've got like little sticky outy bits. So no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about something here. I am wrong about something here. I think I'm right that these must be two separate E shapes. I'm not being silly, right? I'm not being silly. There's not even a doubled up E shape that could touch this. This has to be a single E, so it's going to have to be either... Well, I guess there's a few ways it could go, but that's a single E. And to make that, I therefore have to use an A and a C, and I've got two A's left over. What? Am I being silly? What can I do with two A's? Let's draw one A. I can't make an E. Huh. Can I do something with like a bigger C or something? Well, yeah, the big... I see that there's basically room for like an E that's like this size. Although it makes me wonder why that exists. And then there's easily room for another E. In fact, there's two ways that E could go. So that's seeming like that would make it an ambiguous solution. AAAC. This would be an A and a C, or an A and a C. It'd have to be an A and a C, and then we've got two A's left. But what? How? Huh? Okay, let's have a think about what that little sticky out bit at the bottom might be for. It's got to exist for a reason. It wouldn't be drawn on for no reason. Well, it's not going to be part of a doubled up shape. So, but then it's not going to be part of any of these. I mean, I guess it's possible. I don't know if you can hear that pigeon. There's a pigeon sitting on my chimney. Which means it just echoes down the chimney into my room. AAAC. But I can't put anything here that would touch any of these. So therefore, I'd just be using a shape over here that isn't part of the E's. But that doesn't make sense either. Okay, where am I going wrong here? Where am I going wrong here? Like, you can't fit an E in that way. It'd have to go further. I have to go further. It's so dusty. Okay. AAAC. What am I missing? Once again, those can't be part of the same shape. Right? Right. So, we need to make two E shapes. These are the things we're placing. I can only see how to make an E shape out of an A and a C, and that's, or an A and an A and a C. Am I missing a way of doing it? I don't think so. What? I just feel immediately stuck on this. We're going back to just B's on the next one? What? That's a new chapter, actually. Okay, so this is the last one that involves E. So it's going to be something interesting and weird. It's going to be something interesting and weird. I keep thinking back to the idea of, like, what if you can use the non-shaded space? Like, what if I'm like putting something here? What if I'm putting a C there and an A? Well, how would I want to do this? I guess I want this to be an E. Wait, so I've got a C, and now I've got three A's left over. No, it wouldn't work out. And another C. But anyway, no. I shouldn't go down. Like, that's not a rule. We have not established that as a rule. If it were, I'm pretty sure it would break all the other puzzles. I just can't help but keep thinking about it. These definitely can't connect. Like, how? That clearly cannot connect because this is in the way, and that's in the way. I guess maybe that's what's going on here. Rather than this being meaningful, this has been cut out to be like sneaky about, oh look, you wanted to put an E there, but you can't. Yeah, that is what it's going for. Okay, so I don't think I should focus on this as necessarily being part of the puzzle. Got to figure out what the design is saying to me. Okay. But if that's the case, then these are not connected. And somehow you can still do this. What can I do with like a single A? I'm just going to do it over here. And a bigger C, nothing. Suddenly can't make an E shape. Like if I'm scaling up one, I'm scaling up both. I can't make two E shapes though. What? Such an immediate contradiction. I can make a big A, which is not an E. To finish it off, I would have to do a 2x2 region, which I can do with a single C. That is an A and a C. I've got two A's left. A and and do a tiny A in here. It's close enough to being an E. A half size A. Huh. I guess that, I mean, it's maybe interesting that I could do like, if you did two small A's interlinked, it's not really interesting, is it? No. Huh. What? How is this solvable? Just got marker pen on my finger. What? Like, let's just do the options of the E shapes that can exist here, right? Like, okay, so two normal size E's. There we go. Now, how do I make those out of three A's and a C? Well, I can't, clearly. Right? I mean, it's not the right number of things. We're missing two. Okay, so then make one of them bigger. Which is like the next. Wait, am I doing this the wrong size? 1, 2, 3, no, 6, that's right. One the bigger, one the smaller. And now, well, so we know what that would have to be made out of. An A and a C. So there's two A's left over. I clearly can't make that out of two A's. So then the only other option is that they're both doubled. But that's clearly not going to fit. What am I missing? What am I missing? This can't be the part of a larger E at all, in any direction. So this is definitely going to be a small E, which means necessarily that this is going to be part of it. That and that are part of the same E. Oh no, that's not true. That's not necessarily true. There's a way to go this way, and there's a way to go that way. There's many ways to go. But this one needs to stay separate. What am I missing? Is there a rule I don't get? Once again, thinking about like, okay, yeah, can I like make those the white space? Like, if this is going to be part of an E, is there only one way? Okay, if it's a part of a larger E, because that can't be part of a larger E, this one could. There's only one way that E can go, right? And it is what I've been doing. It's like down here, down there, down there. Therefore, if I were, I'm once again going back to the idea of white space, but then that would have to be a C. This would have to all be blocked off somehow. Well, we've got 3 A's left. We've got 9 things to place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. So that's just not a thing. That's not a thing, clearly. Well, unless you can do it when it's small, but I doubt it. Like, I guess like this, an A here, an A here to cut you off. And then, I mean, an A here and a C here. Presumably not, right? Can I prove that by saying like, oh, there's like clearly another way that could happen? doesn't feel like that's what it wants me to be doing. Although that ends up working out. I mean, yes, that could have gone. So I did that like that, but that could have gone like this. Yeah, okay. So clearly, no. Let's go away from that. What on earth can we do? What am I missing here? We're trying to draw 4 letters, A, I know what they all are. A's are the little angled things. C is just a point. E is an L shape. Just to be confusing. Why couldn't you be E-shaped? Huh? And these E's can't touch. And that's the T's. The T's is that they almost could if these things weren't there. But then I'm out of ways of making E shapes out of these letters. I don't understand. I don't understand. A, C. How else can I make an E shape? What? A, C. A. Wrong shape. Like an A, like combining small shapes with big shapes is almost always bad. I mean, unless you've got lots of them, because let's say you've got a big A. If you add a little C to this, you're just adding like a little, something at the wrong resolution, basically. If you add a little A to this, you end up with a weird, a weirdly scaled thing. There's not some thing that actually does do something interesting, right? No. E. How? What are you saying? E. Am I going to feel silly about this? Am I going to feel silly? Again, two A's and a C can make an E shape, but that just feels like a waste of resources. I could have just used the C instead of the A. Well, this is a weird one, isn't it? And yeah, I've proven that it's definitely not the non-shaded rule, because I can do that, and I can do that in multiple ways. So is there another rule I'm missing? Is there something I'm supposed to figure out here? Probably not, because it's the end of a chapter. Like, going with the structure of the rest of the thing, end of the chapter just means a hard puzzle. What are the rules? The rules are that this E needs to be in a region that is E-shaped. And this E needs to be in a region that is E-shaped. There is no E-shaped region that hits both of those things. It would have to go through that or that. Like that doesn't work either. And yeah, fundamentally that's because, well, to hit this E, because it's in this like tight nook over here, the shape would have to go down here. And then we've at least got that. And then what are our options? Well, going off that direction or going off down and hitting this. Yeah, this it just doesn't, it just can't happen. So what are you saying? What are you saying? I can make an E out of an A and a C. But these two E's can't touch. Those two E's can't touch. Because then they would be the same E shape and I can't make an E shape. Yeah. Yep. So therefore I have to make two E shapes out of these letters, but that's not possible. It's just not possible. This is the one that's making me think I just need to kind of give up and go do something else. By something else, I mean another puzzle. That's an E shape. Am I missing some other way of making E shapes? No. No. Right, because that's a small E, right? And that's the only way to make it out of the things we've got. Is that true? Well, we've got A's and C's. I can't make this. I could make it out of 4 C's. I don't have 4 C's. So yes, that's the only way to make an E shape out of that. And then the only other E shape that I could be making is a big one like this. And what can that be made out of? Can it be made out of only A's? No. No. They can be made out of 2 A's and a C, or 1 A and a C. What? It certainly can't be made out of 3 A's. Definitely not. I can't make a bigger E. Huh. This is a weird one. This is a very, very weird one. AAC A. This is not an E shape. What are we saying? It's almost like this should be AACC, and I can easily do it. But is the last puzzle in the area? Am I really just not thinking of something? It just feels immediately impossible. A and C. 2 A's left over. Cannot make this out of 2 A's. Cannot make the small version out of 2 A's. What on earth can I do then? Do I move on? Maybe I move on. Formatting. And this just involves B's? Wait, what? No, there's something else going on here. There's something else going on here. Oh no, there's not. Wait, what? What? One B. It's got to cover, but okay. Maybe understanding this is going to resolve this puzzle. What are you saying? 1B has got to cover both of those B's. But if we scaled up, we'd have a problem. Can we scale up by fractions? What would that mean? Well, no. No, you'd end up with a B, you'd end up with a half thing. Okay, that doesn't make sense. 1B. A scaled B can't even fit in here. Can't go outside the edge of the page, right? Or outside the edge of the grid. Grid. Are you suggesting that letters can be scaled in each direction independently? I feel like that would have caused lots of issues with previous puzzles. Also, it would mean many different solutions here. Okay, so what would give an ambiguous solution here? It's symmetrical in many ways. We're placing a single B. It can't be scaled up because a scaled up one won't fit. What? So it's non-scaled up and it's going to be covering one of these B's and somehow what? What? I suddenly don't understand this game anymore. B, yeah, it's a B. I know what a B looks like. Are you suggesting that there is something I can do? Can it, if it doesn't fit, it can be squished in some way, but that feels weird and not, like, I don't know, because that's like the same as a B, but then this is not unambiguous. I could put this the other way around. It would still hit both those B's. And what I was thinking there is that's kind of B-shaped, just like, because it's squished, it turns. That doesn't make sense. Once again, the whole idea of like the white space being relevant doesn't make sense. Huh. Let's look at some more puzzles. This is going to be a bit where we have to look ahead just to understand what on earth is going on. AAAC. Formatting. AAAC. Three A's. Oh gosh, these are complicated. I've got some more symbols over here. There's a new rule. What's the new rule? I don't understand. And why can't I solve 38? BB. It's got to be compatible with the previous rules. So the rule for a B shape is it must be in a region that is B shaped. Okay. But I can't make that happen. And the rule of the thing here is I've got to draw a B. Huh? And it's got to come up with an unambiguous solution. So assuming those both get covered up, that means like being a rotationally symmetric solution, I think. Can't use a letter from the word formatting. Don't think so. Also, the other weird thing is that these, oh gosh, I've got my marker pen near the paper, hasn't it? That if I were to draw a B here, they would end up extending next to each other. It's almost like it wants me to do A's. Are you suggesting I can like split letters? Can a B turn into two A's? What? Or can it go up to two C's? Also, this is not ambiguous. That if it could split into two A's, they could draw in the A's in other directions. Well, also, they're not in regions that are B-shaped. How can... What? These can't be in regions that are B-shaped. Unless... No, I have no idea. B-shaped. But then what? They have to go together, and therefore this has to extend out. Ooh, what do I do? What do I do? I have no idea. 39B. Formatting. Formatting. What could that mean? I mean, a million things. I've got one. Okay, that's not. Okay, so the way the game works is I'm given a bunch of letters to draw. Formatting. It's like bold and italics and etc. Underline. Like it's this. If I think about things in that sense, what does that mean for shape? What does a bold shape mean? It means expanded. Oh no, it's lost me. It's lost me. I guess let's look at this one and just try and understand what the implications would be. So let's say I was just doing it a simple way. Like, well, you need an A. You need an A. Okay, done. You need an A. Done. You need an A, and yeah, where's the C going to go? Okay, so we're at the section of impossible puzzles. Three A's and a C. There's a few ways that A could be drawn. But there's nowhere the C could go. But these two A's down here can't be part of like a bigger shape because they're in a little single space nook. And it's kind of the same with this as well. Like, you could be part of you can't be part of a bigger A. For sure. What do you want from me? We've got a lot of symmetry going on here. This is symmetrical. Well, like along that diagonal. That's symmetrical. 3 A's and a C. I keep thinking about like, what about elongated shapes, like something like this, but let's see where that leads. Something anywhere good. Wait, so how many things are we trying to put in here? Unless you're saying they can go outside the grid somehow. How many things are we trying to put in? We're trying to put in at least 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 3 left over. If we scale up the C, that'll be all of them. So the A, it'll be way more than all of them. Yeah. So it seems like I wouldn't be scaling any of them up, to me. but there is no way to place them all without them being adjacent to each other. If I could place things outside the grid, like, I mean, that would obviously be way too ambiguous. I just do like this, and this, and this, and then, let's see here, perfect. What is going on? I mean, to be fair, with the mechanic earlier on, where it was figuring out about how the letters even work, the letters on the grid, I had definitely went through this feeling when I was figuring that out. But obviously, I did that before recording, so I didn't get to see it. But I definitely had this like, what? How could this possibly work? So maybe I'll get there eventually. What could it mean? I know I can scale up. Is there some twist on that? Scaling? Can I skew? What would that mean on a square grid? Can I rotate to 45-degree angles? No. Can I? Well, unless I can. Well, it wouldn't be unambiguous. I was thinking it's like, oh, does this count as a B shape? Probably not. I mean, also, yeah, it's ambiguous. It must be fun watching this, knowing the thing and being like, whoa, these are all the things somebody could think of that aren't the actual thing. What else could I do with a B shape that would somehow put both of these things in a B region? Nothing. Nothing at all, obviously. What? And it wouldn't be ambiguous? I feel like the rule that has to be being elaborated on here is just the idea that I'm writing those shapes into the grid. But I can't think of what else that could possibly be that wouldn't just break every single puzzle before now. Maybe it's not a B. Maybe it's a Q. If we flip it, I tried to flip it upside down by grabbing this. Everything I can think of is like ambiguous. It would give ambiguous solutions. The diagonal thing, the thing where we're like squishing and it turns, and also that's ambiguous in other ways. Like, what does it mean to turn? The idea that it could go outside the grid, ambiguous. The idea that they can be in a unshaded region of that shape. I mean, I just can't make the right shape region. What? Is he going to help me with this or not? Can't scale down. That'd be a half-sized thing. Is there any clues? It's like looking at a future puzzle going to make me go, whoa. 42. We're still in formatting. A, B, C. I don't think I'm going to understand by looking at these, am I? B, C, D, E. Oh gosh, the pages change. 44. Okay, let's not look at the pages that change. What is happening? I'm so lost. 3 A's and a C. I've got to go in this grid. Be unambiguous. Like so, A. C. Just thinking about white space again. Using just an A and a C, I can get the white space necessary for the A's. And this A is going to have to be this way around, because if it's the other way around, then I think we have the symmetric solution would work. What is going on? What is going on? Yeah, so like you're going to have to be part of a thing like that. Put A there, and then the white space in that, yeah, it's all like... What are we doing? A. We're not going out the grid, but yeah, well, there's an A there. But that goes outside the grid in two places. I don't get it. I do not get it. A. Where's the C go? In that space. But the C, but like, I mean, where? What would that mean? Let's say that we're allowed. What would that mean about the rule of these things? It would mean... you can draw an A in that region, but then many of the other puzzles would have been broken. Maybe it's actually that the region has to have a multiple of the amount of shaded in cells, but that's not what it would be in this case. It's not a multiple of 3. Also, like, how would this one work? We've got a single B shape to place, and these. So yeah, which rule is wrong here? Which rule is wrong? I can assuming I'm just drawing a B shape, then there's only one kind of B shape I can draw. It's the small one. Oh, what? I don't know how I'm going to keep progressing through the book. Clearly I'm supposed to figure this out. And I can't tell whether this rule is relevant for that or something. Like, everything else made sense up till now. And suddenly we're at 44 and things don't make sense. I've got a B shape to draw. Are you suggesting I can draw extra shapes or something? But once again, how can these two things be in a single region that is B shape? They can't. Only a big one. And the whole idea of like splitting it up into two A's doesn't make sense because it would be ambiguous. I was thinking like kind of decomposed letters, right? So kind of B becomes two A's. Somehow. Have I only done one puzzle today? I think I've only done one puzzle today. No! I don't know how I'm going to continue. I don't think that I'm just sitting here saying I don't know how I'm going to continue. I'm really trying to think hard. Like I'm not vocalizing every single thought. Mainly because the thoughts are going over and over the same things. I'm taking a B shape and I'm splatting it onto that grid and just going, well, there's just no way that can work. What I'm like trying to find like a hole in that. Like, is there some version of that rule that would be true for all the others, but here might be slightly different for some reason? Like, I don't know, can it be adjacent to a B shape? No, because then a bunch of the other puzzles will be broken. Like, to generalize this rule in a way that doesn't break every other puzzle is really hard. And like, it's not just like, oh, sure, a B is like 3 squares, you can draw any shape, whatever. Well, first of all, because that would be ambiguous still, but also because, again, all the other puzzles would break. And then there'd be no reason for A to exist. Like, there's a reason we have shapes. B is the shape it is. So how do I draw the shape that it is on this? Well, I can't scale it up without it going outside the grid. But if I scale it up and it goes outside the grid, then that just changes things way too much to the point that everything becomes really ambiguous. So I'm clearly not going outside the grid. There's no like wrapping behavior or I don't know. I do not know. That's not the plastic. Where's the plastic? Where's that? I can't see it. I mean, it says hi on it. Why can't I see it? I keep thinking, yeah, like, can I use a letter from the thing? But then, if that were true, I would have been able to do that so many times before. Look how many E's there have been in the title of the chapter. Are there invisible letters? What would it mean if I were able to add more? Let's say these are letters I must add, but technically I can add more if I like. I mean, on previous puzzles, that may have been fine, and there just never was a space. Like, if I have to put all those in, then I end up being constrained fully. Okay, well then, what would that mean? Well, once again, I still can't actually do these shapes. Yeah, fundamentally, that's the issue. I cannot have those be inside a B shape. What does that mean? It means that I'm wrong about the rule of these letters. Somehow. if you could scale on each axis separately, then that would cause problems for like the very, very first letter puzzle that I did way back when. This one, because I could have just done a 6 long, yeah. So it's not just scaling arbitrarily. Also, that would be ambiguous. And sure, you could imagine a situation where like these can kind of like be in a B-shaped region if they go outside the grid, but again, that's ambiguous. Also, like outside the grid feels weird because it's not being capped off anywhere. And yeah, if I could go outside the grid, I just draw a giant B shape over the top of them. But then I could do that there. I could do that there. That doesn't make sense. What is going to make sense here? How can I break these rules down? B becomes... Which rule is wrong? I've been using them so much though. I've done 38 puzzles with the rules that I've been using, but one of the rules has to be wrong. Either the rule of placing or the rule of regions. Which rule is wrong? Which rule is wrong? It has to be the rule of regions that's wrong. Because let's say I was just placing letters and I could place, let's say I could just like place squares arbitrarily. It does not help me, right? Let's say I just had infinite C's. Effectively, it doesn't help me. I still can't make the rule that I know for regions make sense. So what do I do? What do I do? I know that these can't go in separate B. Okay, what else could that rule be? Like, I've been using it so much. Formatting. I'm so lost. I am so lost. There's all these puzzles to formatting, and then we got weird stuff at the end. I guess this is going back outside of the thing. I guess it's just more puzzles, really. Oh, are you a letter or something? Somehow? You must be. Do you represent something? I mean, they don't have letters at all. Wait, so what are you saying? So is it a case of I can place anything? So I must place a B, but then I can place anything else. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. I can't get these two things in B-shaped regions. Sure, I could like imagine the white space rule is a thing, which it definitely isn't, but imagine it was. I could do like that, but then it's not like I can cut out a white space shape for that B. What do I do? Okay, so that is interesting though. Like looking forward, there are puzzles that have no. There are puzzles that have no letters given, just like symbols. There's an alarm going off somewhere. Ace, Abe, BBC, Abe, Ace, Hack, B. I'm gonna have to stop, aren't I? I don't know. I just don't. Let's see a way forwards. Okay, so the other way to approach this, which I've done a little bit, but I need to think a bit more about, is what possible solutions here would be unambiguous. So we don't want something that's like, oh yeah, this is filled in and that's a white space region, because then it could be the other way around, right? We want something that is as symmetrical as the symmetry of the puzzle. So we want something that is symmetrically like that. That's going to be the solution. It's going to be flipped over this diagonal, right? And then it won't have any ambiguity to it. Okay, so if that's the case, what does that mean? Well, I mean, that's weird because the thing we're drawing is something that's not symmetrical over that way. And the shapes that we're trying to make are also not symmetrical over that way. Am I supposed to like get something about the like shapes that we've drawn or something? They're always written in letter or like alphabet order, like A, then B, then C, Abe, ACE, A, C, B, yep. Like, is there some like meta thing I can do of like, oh, like look at the symbols that have been drawn and figure something out from them? I don't think so. I'll have to stop and just hope that if I come back to it, I'm going to understand something. Here's where we scaled up for the first time. Well, not for the first time, we scaled up here. Right, that was scaling up but being made out of smaller things. We can't do a scaled up B shape. It doesn't fit. It's 4x4. I'm gonna have to stop. But I want to figure it out. I'm surprised that wasn't doable given the rules I know. But seemingly it wasn't. Because like this is before the next chapter. You'd think it'd just be asking me to do the same kind of things. But once again, I couldn't make two E shapes. I need two separate E shapes. I can't make them out of letters that I've got. There's no overlapping. We know there's no overlapping from like really early pools, right? Yeah, because then they could have just overlapped those two Bs. If there were overlapping was allowed, there would have been many more ambiguous situations. Formatting. I'm going to have to come back to it, I think. I think I'm going to have to come back to it. I am not having the necessary insight here. I did one puzzle today. Hopefully once I break through this. The problem is now, if I leave, I feel like I'm going to have the insight while not recording. Is B not what it says it is? What can B be something different? Can B change shape? Can B do something else? No, because then everything else would have been broken. I don't understand. I don't understand. AAAC. Is it different if I can fill in the whole grid? I can fill in the whole grid there. Three A's. An A here. Well, they're not going to okay, let's look at this one. I've not really looked at this one much. The most we can scale up an A is to double the size. So therefore it can't reach to there and there. And it can't reach there to there. So how on earth are we hitting all those things with just three A's? Oh no, I can do a no, I can't do a triple sized thing. I can do an elongated A, but then I could do everything with just two. Which I mean, I guess might be fun. Like I can do an elongated A like this. And then, I don't know, you could go like that. And then another one could go there. But that doesn't feel good. That could have gone that way. Yeah, it's ambiguous. If I can combine letters, I could get, if I could get two B's, I could do it. Well, not really, because these need to be in A shapes. And if I could just do any letters I like, then I would just do like, oh, A. Like clearly I can't just draw any letters I like, C. And there's like a million other variations of that. So it can't just be that I'm allowed to add anything. What might it be? And those need to be covered. What is happening? Those need to be covered. I've got three A's. They can double in size, but then they would touch this. I was thinking about one that was like over here, like this. But now it touches this. They can't triple in size. Can they wrap around or something? Or no, that would have broken so many things. And once again, we're going to have a symmetrical solution, aren't we? What is this? Yeah, because like the thing I was doing before, I did like a big elongated A, and then I could have just flipped it over, and that's not unique. 3 A's. That's not just the case. Okay, so imagine there's some magical rule that gives me like an extra A. Well, then that would still wouldn't be ambiguous. Like the magical rule of taking the A from down here. Yeah, definitely still wouldn't be ambiguous. And there's no other Abdec letters in formatting, so it's not that. There's an E in 41. But then there were E's in 1. And I remember 1 certainly didn't have space for an E. Okay, so it's not that. Again, thinking about white space, but there's no way. Like, I can't fill these in, so what would they be doing instead? Filling in like that and that. Yeah, sure, I've made an A shape. One of these has got to help me figure it out, right? I assume this is for later. This is not now. AABC. You need to be in a C shape. If you end up being a bigger C shape, then you're going to have to engulf all of these keep going. In fact, you wouldn't be able to. So C is going to have to be this size. And then this is off limits, and this is off limits. So the C is gone. You need to be inside the B shape. Well, the B it can't be doubled up in either direction. So you either have to go that way or that way. If it goes this way, then it's touching that, and that's a problem. So B, you're going here. And this is off limits, off limits, off limits, off limits. 2 A's. What? If you could elongate an A, then an E would be irrelevant. So all these are going to be covered by 2 A's. And it's the right number of things to cover. Clearly, I really don't get something. Very, very clearly, I don't get something. Obviously. Because I'm unable to progress right now. I'm going to have to stop. I'll try not to think about it between now and next time. So that I'm not having my insight outside of playing it. All right. See you next time, folks. Sometimes this happens with a puzzle game. You just get real stuck. I did one puzzle and then attempted like 4 others and failed. All right. See you next time, folks. And hopefully we'll have a breakthrough. All right. Goodbye.